Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast on this Wednesday. It was still a cold, cloudy, chilly, dreary day yesterday as temperatures were in the mid-40s, a few degrees warmer than what it was on Monday, and we're going to continue the warming trend over the next couple of days. Low 50s today, a little bit of drizzle at times for today. Any measurable rain should end by mid-morning. I think most of the rain will occur during the morning hours south of I-70 and not going to last very long. We'll take a look at Supercast in just a second. Otherwise, we'll have temperatures more in the little mid-60s tomorrow and maybe finally getting some sun at times for tomorrow. So be ready for that, something we haven't seen in almost a week. And then warming into the 70s on Friday. But notice in northwestern Kansas, 51 in Goodland, that's a cold front that will be pushing through on Friday night and getting us cooler on Saturday. Not by much, though. Well, I should say it is going to be a bit of a cool down, but it's still going to be a little bit above average for this time of year. All right, so here's a look at Supercast. We are monitoring areas of storms this morning, mainly staying south of I-70, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it. I think lightning would probably be the only hazard. Now, this is important because if thunderstorms are in the area, our statewide tornado drill is expected to occur today at 10 a.m. However, whether or not storms are still in the area is going to be something that we'll have to watch out for to see if it still takes place. Even if it still takes place, a lot of counties, including Shawnee County, no matter what, even if there are no thunderstorms in the area and no lightning, they will not sound the siren just because of the cloudy skies. So just be aware of that. Just practice at 10 a.m. today. If we have another drill technically in next week or whenever the postponement day is, we'll do it again. It's always good to practice because you might need to actually do it for real on Friday. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. We'll talk about that in just a second, but it is possible. Notice by 10 a.m. all the rain is off to our east, and that's it. Or cloudy, just some drizzle, very much like what we had yesterday. Really not expecting a whole lot. Here's a look at our second computer model, and not really showing much in the way of rain this morning, so not quite as extensive with the rain, but still showing some patchy areas of light rain and drizzle for the daytime hours, and then maybe a few rain showers actually developing this evening north and northeastern section of our viewing area, north and east of Topeka, but all that should be gone by midnight, and that'll set us up with dry conditions for much of the night. Maybe a little bit of fog tomorrow morning, but that will dissipate. And here's that sun I was talking about. Can we get the sun that this Supercast is indicating with the clear skies? That'll certainly be really nice. Now, I do expect the winds to pick up as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. It still won't be bad. It'll be fairly windy on Friday, though. We'll be monitoring showers and thunderstorms returning late Thursday night into Friday morning. And then the question is, will there be a break on Friday? This model is not overly aggressive with really any storms until maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock with a narrow band pushing through. Midnight, here's a narrow line of storms. By that time, I think the severe weather parameters, especially with the risk of a tornado, is going to be way down and over by then. So that may just come in with a little fanfare. Our long-range models are still indicating scattered showers and thunderstorms at times through the day. Maybe a little bit of a break. If we don't get a break during the day, we certainly will not have the severe weather that we could potentially have compared to if we did have a break. So there's a lot of things that need to come together to make this something of importance. Probably worst case scenario, that's what we're looking at Friday. Let's talk about before Friday, though. We will have a risk for storms this morning. I don't think it's going to get that far north. Maybe a chance of storms tonight. But bottom line is I don't expect anything severe. By tomorrow, and it's mainly tomorrow night, a marginal risk for all of northeast Kansas for a hail and wind threat. Cord-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible at night. Not a guarantee, but it's possible. And that includes early Friday morning on any leftover storms. But the most concerning time frame is the late day storms that could redevelop in the day. If we don't get a break of rain or clouds during the day, the severe weather threat is not going to exist to the extent of an enhanced risk. It might end up being a slight, marginal maybe. It's going to be a very tricky situation where the situation is not going to be known until Friday itself. Now, I've been keeping my eye on this graphic. This is the tornado parameter graphic. I've been keeping an eye on the long-range models as we get closer to Friday itself. We'll have some short-term model data, but I'm not seeing much in the way of a tornado parameter. One, okay, it's something. We definitely want to make sure we're prepared for it, but I'm not overly excited about the tornado threat. I'm more concerned about the strong wind and very large hail threat. There is the potential for more than 2 inches in diameter. I think that's what we're looking at as far as if we were going to get something huge or impactful, it would be because of large hail, not a tornado. That does not mean that there won't be one. As severe weather awareness week continues, tornadoes is today's topic, so let's talk about it. We want to make sure that we're prepared for it in case there is a warning on Friday. Again, it's not a guarantee, but I want you to know that it is a possibility into the first one this season, so we want to make sure that you're prepared. Don't rely on outdoor sirens. They are only meant to be heard if you are outside to go inside to seek additional information. Just think that you will not hear it at all if you're inside in a raging storm. Have 2 different ways to get a warning, not necessarily 3, but 2, whether it's the 13 weather app, or whether it's a weather radio, whether it's watching our TV, whether it's a weather call, storm call. Have ways to receive warnings and know ahead of time where to shelter. So let's talk about a tornado. Well, we want to have surface winds kind of out of southwest, stronger upper level winds, at the very least, stronger winds to go the same direction, or not necessarily stronger winds, but winds that go in a different direction, allowing the air to rotate. So we get that rotating column of air starting to get going. The thunderstorms get into that updraft, start to produce that cloud, and we have that rotating column of air that we see that eventually turns into a tornado. Now remember, thunderstorms can rotate and produce very large hail, but not a tornado. So what we want to see, obviously we want to watch for rotating clouds. But we want to watch for lowering if there's a tornado. If it's just rotating and not lowering, that's a pretty good indicator that there might be a better chance of just large hail being the primary concern. So we want to watch for that lowering. If it lowers to the ground or if it connects to the ground, it's a tornado. If it doesn't, it's just a funnel. But if a tornado warning is issued, you want to go into your safe shelter, go to the lowest level of your home, whether it's a basement or just the lowest level. Have as many walls around you as possible, covering yourself up with a blanket or a mattress or a helmet, and making sure that you're staying safe from anything that could knock you on your head and give you a concussion, because that is a very common injury in the event of tornadoes. So just something to be aware of. Again, I cannot stress this enough. We will probably not know the scenario what to expect Friday afternoon until Friday afternoon itself. What's going to be occurring Friday morning? How much clouds, how much leftover rain or possible thunderstorms will we be dealing with in the morning? How will the atmosphere recover during the day after possible morning activity? That's going to be something that we're not going to know until the day of. And as we go throughout the day, updating you throughout the day. So just be aware of that. The next 3 storm survivor training classes at 7 p.m. Franklin County today, Cloud County tomorrow, Morris County on Monday. Full list on WIBW.com. Otherwise, looking great for the weekend. Don't forget daylight saving time beginning this weekend. A little bit cooler on Saturday in the 50s, but warming back up close to 70 and in the 70s as we head towards early next week. I'm keeping my eye on possible storm opportunities between Monday night through Tuesday night. Whether or not we have storms during the day Tuesday, that remains to be seen. So I just kept it for the nighttime hours, but we'll obviously be monitoring that as we get closer. You'll notice that big drop on that 8-day down in the 40s next Wednesday in day 8, as we are starting to usher in the potential for probability of below normal temperatures in that 8 to 14-day outlook. But it is going to be brief, I think, because temperatures are going to start to warm back up, especially in that 3 to 4 week outlook. So a lot to look at, a lot to consider over these next couple of days. For the most part, there's going to be a lot of areas that don't get any measurable rainfall until Friday, Thursday night, Friday morning. If you do, it's going to be a mist or drizzle because of fog, not actual real measurable rainfall. So stay tuned. Have a great day.